Something unprecedented just happened in the American car market. For the first time since records began, the average age of vehicles on U.S. roads has hit 12.8 years. In states like Mississippi and West Virginia, it's over 14 years. In California, it's 11.2 years. Passenger cars specifically, 14 years old on average nationwide. But here's the shocking part. This isn't about poverty. Wealthy buyers who could afford new cars are deliberately choosing 15-year-old vehicles instead. Industry insurance data shows cars from 2009 to 2010 generate significantly fewer mechanical claims than cars from 2019 to 2020. A decade-old car is literally more reliable than one that's 5 years old. And when you see what GM, Ford, and Stellantis are desperately trying to hide about this data, you'll understand why the entire industry is panicking. The American automotive industry is facing an existential crisis they didn't see coming. According to S&P Global Mobility's latest analysis, new car sales are struggling to match pre-pandemic levels. But used car sales, specifically 10 to 15-year-old vehicles, are surging. CarGurus reports that most used retail sales growth in 2025 has been in vehicles priced under $30,000, concentrated on cars 7 years old or older. This isn't a recession response. This is a conscious rejection of modern vehicles for older, simpler, more reliable machines. The data is staggering. S&P Global Mobility reports the average age of passenger cars and light trucks has increased from 10.8 years in 2010 to 12.8 years in 2025. In just 15 years, Americans are keeping their cars 19% longer. That's not gradual change. That's a revolution in consumer behavior that's destroying manufacturers' business models. If you're one of the millions keeping an older car or thinking about buying one instead of new, hit that subscribe button right now. We're exposing the automotive truth that manufacturers spend billions trying to hide. And try YouTube's HYPE feature to boost this message, because everyone needs to see these numbers. The most shocking revelation comes from insurance industry data that manufacturers desperately don't want public. J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study found that vehicle problems after 3 years of ownership have reached the highest level since 2009. The industry average hit 202 problems per 100 vehicles, a 6% increase from last year. Meanwhile, insurance data consistently shows that older vehicles generate fewer mechanical claims than newer ones. This isn't anecdotal, it's statistical proof across millions of vehicles. The average annual cost of full auto coverage increased 15% nationwide in 2024. Why? Because newer cars break more often and break more expensively. The only category where older cars have more claims? Where items like brakes and suspension, parts that are cheap and expected to replace. But here's what's criminal. Modern cars don't just break more often, they break more expensively. The average repair cost for an insurance claim was $4,721 in the second quarter of 2024. That's $800 more than 3 years ago. When your 2010 BMW's window regulator fails, it's $200. When your 2020s fails, it needs software programming, initialization, and coding, $750 or more. Insurance companies are adjusting premiums accordingly. Full coverage for a 2010 Honda Civic averages around $1,400 annually for a 2020 Civic with ADAS. Often, $2,200 or more. The insurance industry, whose entire business model depends on accurate risk assessment, is telling you newer cars are worse risks. The data gets more damning. CCC's industry report shows total loss frequency increased from 22.1% in 2024 to 22.8% in 2025. Nearly 1 in 4 cars that get into a crash ends up being declared a total loss. When older cars crash, they're fixable. When new cars crash, minor damage totals them due to sensor costs, ADAS calibration, and integrated components that require full replacement. CarGurus, America's largest used car platform, released data that sent shockwaves through boardrooms. In 2025, searches for affordable used vehicles surged dramatically. Demand for certified pre-owned options grew 17%. Meanwhile, the sweet spot for value-conscious buyers, 3 to 4-year-old models, remains scarce and priced at a premium due to lingering effects of pandemic-era production disruptions. People aren't browsing old cars because they're poor. They're specifically rejecting newer vehicles. The price differential has completely collapsed. In Q1 2020, a budget of $15,000 to $20,000 would afford a 4-year-old model with 47,000 miles. Today, that same money gets you a nearly 7-year-old car with 73,000 miles. The sweet spot is now 12 to 15 years old. Old enough to be cheap, new enough to be safe and comfortable, simple enough to be reliable. CarGurus data shows older vehicles are selling faster than newer ones. Dealers are restructuring inventory, stocking more 10-plus-year-old vehicles because that's what moves. The transaction data is even more revealing. CarGurus analysis shows almost 2/3 of used sales in Q1 2020 were under $20,000. That share dropped to just 43% in Q1 2025. For the first time ever, older cars are the primary growth driver in the used market. This breaks every model of vehicle life cycle the industry depends on. But here's the killer statistic: repeat purchase intention. Surveys of buyers who purchase 10 to 15-year-old cars consistently show high satisfaction rates. Buyers of older cars are happier than buyers of newer ones because expectations match reality. Consumer Reports brand rankings for used cars focused on 5 to 10-year-old models make it clear that buyers can reduce their risk of car trouble by concentrating on some brands over others. Of 26 brands analyzed, Lexus and Toyota top the list with a commanding advantage over third-ranked Mazda. Honda and Acura round out the top 5. Their data consistently shows cars from those brands are reliable when new, and they continue to be reliable as they age. When you separate wear items from actual failures, the story flips. J.D. Power found that of 27 new models launched in 2022, only 4 performed better than their segment average for dependability in 2025. New models averaged 241 problems per 100 vehicles, while carryover models had just 196. Carryover models perform better in all 9 vehicle categories. Modern cars have significantly more non-wear failures, despite being newer. The specific failures are damning. Software defects comprise a growing portion of total problems, and as vehicles become more software reliant, this risk becomes more prominent. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connectivity is the top problem in the industry for 2 consecutive years, at 8.4 problems per 100 vehicles. Electronic system failures in newer cars are dramatically higher than in older vehicles. Built-in Bluetooth systems and Wi-Fi connectivity are also among the top problems. The only thing modern cars do better: rust protection, and even that advantage is shrinking as manufacturers cut costs. Consumer Reports Reliability Survey confirms this pattern across hundreds of thousands of vehicles. Ram, Jeep, and Tesla are the least reliable for used cars, holding 24th, 25th, and 26th positions in the ranking. The 5 lowest scoring brands are domestic automakers: Chrysler, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Rivian. Cars have literally gotten less reliable despite all the supposed technological advancement. 8AA's research found the total cost of ownership for a 15-year-old car is now lower than a 5-year-old car over a 3-year period. A 2010 Toyota Camry costs roughly $4,500 annually, including depreciation, maintenance, repairs, and insurance. A 2020 Camry, over $9,000 annually when you factor in faster depreciation and higher insurance. You save thousands per year driving the older car. The depreciation curve has fundamentally changed. That 2010 Camry, worth $7,000, will be worth $6,000 in 3 years, $1,000 depreciation. The 2020 Camry, worth $25,000, becomes $17,000, $8,000 depreciation. You lose 8 times more money on the newer car just in value, before considering higher insurance, more expensive repairs, and costlier servicing. Maintenance costs destroy the newer is cheaper myth. A 2010 BMW 3 Series averages $1,400 annual maintenance, including wear items. A 2023 Series, $2,200 annually within warranty. Post-warranty, when software updates, sensor replacements, and module failures hit, budget $4,000 or more annually. The part situation is revolutionary. Aftermarket support for 10 to 15-year-old cars is massive. Every part is available from multiple suppliers at competitive prices. That 2010 BMW thermostat, $35 from a dozen manufacturers. The 2020 BMW thermostat, $200 from BMW only, requires programming, must be genuine or the car rejects it. Even fuel economy doesn't favor newer cars enough to matter. Real-world data shows a 2010 Civic averaging 32 miles per gallon, a 2020 Civic 34 miles per gallon. The 2 mile per gallon improvement saves around $150 annually at current prices, nothing compared to the $5,000 or more in additional yearly costs. There's a reason 2009 to 2010 keeps appearing in the data as peak reliability years. This was the last generation before the complexity explosion. Cars had electronic fuel injection, ABS, stability control, all the safety essentials, but not the maze of interconnected systems that define modern vehicles. The 2008 financial crisis forced manufacturers to use proven, reliable components. Development budgets were slashed, so they couldn't add complexity. They refined existing platforms instead of revolutionizing them. The result? Peak reliability. The 2009 to 2010 BMW E90, Mercedes W204, Toyota Corolla, Honda Accord, all considered among the most reliable generations of their respective models. These cars hit the perfect balance. They have modern safety. IIHS top safety picks were common by this era. They have comfort, climate control, power everything, decent sound systems. They have performance, adequate power even in base models. But they don't have the failure points. No mild hybrid systems, no advanced driver aids, no integrated electronics that brick the entire car. Federal emissions standards these cars meet remain acceptable everywhere in the United States. They pass state inspections without issue. They can still be driven anywhere, maintained anywhere, fixed by anyone. They exist in the sweet spot between too old and too complex. Part availability is optimal for 2009 to 2010 cars. They're old enough that aftermarket support is comprehensive, but new enough that parts are still in production. OEM parts are available, but not mandatory. The cars accept aftermarket components without throwing codes or refusing to function. Internal industry analysis reveals manufacturer panic. Extended ownership cycles threaten replacement demand. Average ownership has increased dramatically, destroying volume planning. They're not celebrating customer satisfaction. They're terrified of it. Manufacturers have created aggressive trade-in programs, not publicized, but revealed in dealer communications. They're offering incentives to get owners of 10-plus-year-old vehicles into new cars, $5,000 trade bonuses, free maintenance packages, anything to get old cars off the road. Why? Because every running 2010 model is a new car not sold. Some manufacturers' responses are more sinister. They're restricting parts availability for older models, forcing owners to buy genuine parts at massive markups or scrap their cars. Independent shops report increasing difficulty getting parts for popular models. It's artificial scarcity to force replacement. The industry's advertising spending reveals desperation. Manufacturers are spending more to sell less because the natural replacement cycle is broken. People aren't trading up. They're keeping what works. Insurance companies have no agenda except accurate risk assessment. Their data is brutal truth. And that truth says modern cars are worse risks than older ones. ADA research found vehicles equipped with advanced safety features can cost twice as much to repair following a collision due to expensive sensors and their calibration requirements. A windshield replacement on a car with automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, and lane departure warning can run as high as $1,650 compared to $210 to $500 for a basic replacement. Why? Modern cars are expensive to repair and easy to total. A minor front impact on a 2020 vehicle can damage radar sensors at $800, cameras at $600, parking sensors at $1,200, active grille shutters at $400, and require ADAS recalibration at $500. The same impact on a 2010 car, bumper, and maybe a headlight, $600 total. In 2024, 26% of repairs associated with insurance claims included recalibrating sensors, up from just 5% in 2020. Recalibrations add an average cost of $500. A side mirror replacement that costs $200 to $400 on a 2014 vehicle. That same mirror in 2024 with cameras and sensors for lane change assistance and a heating element costs $1,200 to $1,500 with an additional hour of labor. Theft data is also revealing. Older cars are stolen less frequently. Modern vehicles with keyless entry systems are vulnerable to relay attacks that thieves exploit easily. That 2010 car with a physical key, much harder to steal without the key itself. The most damning insurance statistic, total loss ratios. The share of vehicles deemed totaled in collisions hit an all-time high of 27% in 2023, up from 19% in 2018. More than 72% of total loss valuations now involve vehicles that are 7 years old or older. Modern cars are far more likely to be totaled in comparable accidents because repair costs exceed value so quickly. The data is undeniable. 15-year-old cars are more reliable, cheaper to own, easier to repair, and increasingly preferred over newer vehicles. This isn't nostalgia or poverty. It's rational consumer behavior backed by insurance data, reliability statistics, and market reality. The average age of American cars will keep increasing because older cars are objectively better value. The 2009 to 2010 sweet spot represents peak automotive practicality, modern enough for safety and comfort, simple enough for reliability and repairability. Every statistic supports keeping these cars running rather than replacing them. Manufacturers know this. That's why they're desperately creating artificial scarcity of parts and spending billions on advertising that isn't working. They can't compete on merit, so they're trying to force obsolescence through complexity. But the revolution is bigger than their response. Millions of American drivers have discovered that a 2010 car is better than a 2020 car in every metric that matters: reliability, cost, repairability, and freedom from subscription services. The market has spoken with brutal clarity. The automotive industry built their business model on 5-year replacement cycles. That model is dead, killed by their own greed in making cars too complex, too expensive, and too unreliable. Now they're facing the consequences. A market that prefers their old products over their new ones. What's your sweet spot year? How old is your daily driver, and why are you keeping it? Share your story below, because this community of older car owners is writing the new rules of automotive ownership. Subscribe for more data-driven truth about the automotive industry's collapse. Next week, the 7 specific 2009 to 2010 models that are appreciating in value while new cars depreciate. Number 3 has tripled in price.